back in black. I think we are live. Okay, let me check, let me double check, like I always do. Alright, yes we are. So welcome back to the adventures of Graves, which is Nathan, and the adventures of, well, awful commentary maker, which is me. So yeah, welcome back to the stream. So today let's make some progress some more in this Dark Souls of Castlevanias, which is Circle of the Moon. Yeah, I had actually some time today, so I decided to stream. Today was a pretty busy day, but still I managed to kinda have some time for streaming, so which is awesome. So let's see, where's my game? Here we go. So I think in previous stream we got this upgrade which lets us push boxes. I know it sounds pretty awkward, but that's how it is. So basically Nathan Graves can now push boxes. That's the most insane ability in the entire Castlevania franchise, basically. So today, yeah, we'll be exploring a bit Castle with this newly acquired ability, I guess. And then maybe I'll go through one more location today. I don't know, we'll see how it will be. So yeah, this is the plan for today. But you know, this is a live stream, so I have no idea what will happen, what won't happen. We never know. Yeah, usually, you know, I that kind of person who tries to plan things out, but eventually my plans kinda don't turn out too well how I was planning them in the end, for the most part. So yeah, we never know what will happen. So, but yeah, let's go. So, no, demo, you shouldn't be played. I should play the game, not the demo. What the hell? So today I'm really thirsty, so I have this coffee with me here. Yeah, usually when I stream I kinda try to have something for my drinks, you know, which is something not alcoholic. Don't get me wrong. It's basically, yeah, usually it's a coffee or a tea or something like that. So lately I've been a lot into coffee with milk. That's, yeah, that's the new hype for me, basically. Coffee with milk. I've been a lot into that lately. So I want to check this room here. I want to farm here a bit because I have a confession to make again today. You see this green Hulk fucker? I remembered from that video which I watched where I kinda looked at all the card combinations which there are in this game. I remembered something, that this green Hulk fucker actually has one card which we can get. It's a pretty rare drop actually, but hopefully he'll drop it soon. So before starting the stream, I read one really interesting article about Twitch in general. Did you know that there was actually one streamer who died because he was streaming for 24 hours? I didn't knew that. It's pretty creepy. But this whole topic, this whole article actually raised some really serious issue which I had actually with Twitch for a very long time, that well, not only Twitch but YouTube in general, you know, all these services like for creators, for content creators. And basically all these contents, like all these services for content creators, they demand some awkward things from you, you know, that you have to be basically online 24 hours, 7 days a week. And that's actually was always a big issue for me, because I can't do that, seriously. For me it brings a very big anxiety. For me schedules is a pain in the ass, pretty much. So yeah, I think definitely both YouTube and especially Twitch should do something about it. That's why I think Twitch actually introduced podcasts in the first place. you know, so that the streamers are not here 24/7, so that they can take a break, pretty much. So maybe after a while people will kind of realize that, you know, at the other end of the screen, if it's your favorite content creator, for example, or something, that it's a person, not a robot, you know. He also has some other things to do, he also has life outside of the internet, pretty much. So yeah, people should definitely be aware of that, I think. That's why I don't stream too much, because I know, I look forward, you know, I know that if I'll be streaming too much, it will bring me too much anxiety, and for my health it's no. Because I mentioned before that I have this mental issue, and it's related to anxiety. Basically, I can't stress too much in general in life, and yeah, that's why schedules for me is a big no-no, because they bring too much of stress to me. So that's why, you know, I'm kinda emphasizing all these other platforms where I'm at when I'm offline, you know, YouTube or Twitter, because I just don't stream too often, so these are the platforms where you can meet me. Because seriously, I don't plan to be here like 24/7, that's just ridiculous. But from viewer standpoint, I understand why people want that, because they just want, you know, their favorite streamer or YouTuber to be online constantly, because, well, they want content. But I wish just that people could appreciate the past more, because, well, you know, this content creator probably made already many different videos, many different streams, so he definitely should take a breather sometimes, you know, like seriously. So yeah, basically what I'm trying to say that all these services nowadays, they really emphasize this whole quantity aspect, not quality aspect, but quantity more. So that's, yeah, that kind of bugs me out, seriously. But I understand why it is being emphasized so much, because, well, it gives you more visibility, it gives more love to your viewers, right, because you are being for them all the time, pretty much, and stuff like that, but still. So, but you know, things change, if we're speaking about technology, all the freaking time, each and every day, pretty much, so I think, yeah, if we're speaking about these 24-hour streams and these kind of things, basically online presence in general, I think something will be changed eventually. And I think the first step into that direction are actually podcasts. I know that many people don't appreciate them too much for now, but, you know, like with all the great ideas, at first they are kind of dismissed, but later they are accepted and more understand. So, more understood, I should say. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, really. Alright, so yeah, I'm really curious about this green Hulk dude, because he has one card which I want. I think that card is called Apollo, but yeah, I still don't have it, that's why I'm kinda farming him here. I like how this dude just stands in one place and waits for me to kick his ass. Like, seriously? You have legs, man, you know that? You see this Griffin dude, he's clever, he's using his wings, he's not using his legs. That's kinda pointless, but, well, at least he's using his other parts of his body somehow. So... But yeah, speaking about the schedules and stuff, I never had a schedule in my life, and I think I'll never have. If we're speaking not only about Twitch, but also about YouTube, so basically I just produce videos and stream whenever I can, whenever I want. Okay, for now maybe I'm streaming almost every day for this week, but it's because now it's Halloween, and you know, these Castlevania Circle of the Moon streams, they're kind of more Halloween related. I just wanted to make this kind of like Halloween special. But later I won't be streaming actually so often. Like right now, you know. so... And if we're speaking about video making, I'm actually not one of these content creators who just records his commentary quickly and then just uploads to YouTube and that's pretty much it. No, so you see, I'm kinda not native English speaker, so sometimes, especially, it is very apparent on my live streams that I have these kind of lisps and slips in my speech. And I'm really aware of that, actually. You don't have to kind of mention that to me, I know that myself. So the one problem is that, well, my native language is not English, and yeah. Secondly, I have no idea why I have these kind of slips. Maybe it's somehow related that I kind of can't process information quickly. You know, my thoughts are just racing by themselves, and I kind of talk at the same time, so I don't know. So all these slips I actually edit out in my videos, in my Let's Plays. So that's why I'm really aware of that, and whenever I make a Let's Play video on YouTube, it takes quite an effort for me to produce one episode, actually, just because of the editing. So yeah, for me, YouTubing and streaming, it's not so easy as it seems. So I would really wish that people could appreciate actually that more, that I actually take the time and effort to well, to produce something, you know, because for me it's pretty hard. It's cool and all, it's fun, but it's pretty time consuming. So alright, so we got this Apollo card, which I wanted to grab from this green fucker, so let's try this one out. Okay, Apollo plus Salamander. Nothing, it's just a regular noodle. Okay. What about Apollo plus Serpent? Also nothing. That's a pretty weird card. So basically we got a card which does nothing. That's perfect. Apollo, you know. But does nothing. Okay, let's try this out with Mandragora. Also nothing. What the hell? What? Excuse me? Okay, Golem. Apollo, what are you? That's weird. I was hoping for some awesome and kick-ass card, because, you know, as the name implies, Apollo, you should expect something cool, right? But nothing happens with all these cards. Okay, what about this combination? Also nothing. That's weird. Maybe there's only one combination with this Apollo, and that's it, you know, with some random card which I still haven't received. I don't know. Okay, let me check the card menu here. Apollo. Apollo, god of the sun, music and prophecy. Has the potential to create explosives? So basically this card is the embodiment of Michael Bay, right? But so far nothing happens. Nothing cool and explosive happens. That's odd. Wait, what about my sub-weapons? No? Nathan, please create C4 quickly, somehow. No, but seriously, I have no idea how this card works. Maybe if I touch the enemy, maybe he'll explode. No, no. pretty weird. Seriously. Alright, then I guess I'll stick with my, yeah, sword which smells of roses. This one. That's weird card. Well, obviously it kind of makes explosives like the description implies, right? But I just don't know how we can make explosives. So... Alright, so... let's explore castle today. So let's go upwards, actually, yeah. I'll check the passages which I can explore. Maybe I can push a box or something, you know, today. So I was thinking about, you know, after each and every playthrough here on Twitch, to make kind of like highlight compilations from these broadcasts and upload them to YouTube. But the thing is, it was a good idea. It was a perfect idea. I kind of tried it out, you know. After the first broadcast, I kind of downloaded my own broadcast, you know, and then I well, edited this broadcast in my Vegas Pro. But the thing is, it took me for about 2 days to edit one video. It was a approximately 3-hour long broadcast, so I was editing that video for 2 days. And then I kind of looked forward, you know, how it will be long term, and I think that idea is actually not so good idea as it seemed. Because why it took so long is because there was a highlight like each and every second, basically. So basically I had like so many cuts and jump cuts and edits there that it was insane. So I think I should do something else with these past broadcasts of mine. I think, you know, eventually what will happen is that I'll just think so much about this idea that eventually I'll just upload full past broadcasts raw and uncut to YouTube. I think that's what will happen. Like, seriously. You know this concept of analysis paralysis? So I have that issue quite a lot. For those who are not aware what it is, it's basically when you are presented with different many choices and you can't choose one, so that's why you just disregard at the end each and every choice. So basically nothing is being done instead of doing something, you know. So basically instead of choosing something one, you don't choose anything at all. You kinda enter this brain lock mode. So I have a lot of these brain locks in my creative processes. Like, seriously. It's just that because, I don't know, I'm kind of being, I think, too hard on myself. Because I always try my best. In everything that I do, I always try my best. So I think I am the main issue here. I'm just putting too much strain on myself, pretty much. For no reason. That's what happens when you are kind of being perfectionist, like, seriously. You're basically torturing yourself, pretty much. So maybe I should just not do that, you know? But just go with the flow! Just like that main character from Zexal, Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm feeling the flow! Or whatever he said at the start of each and every episode. Basically, whenever he played a card, he just said that line. Alright, it's time to feel the flow! Yeah, that Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal was pretty ridiculous, seriously. If you want to get into Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't advise you to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal at all. That's like the worst Yu-Gi-Oh! Series so far, in my opinion. So... shit. So yeah, maybe I'll just upload full streams to YouTube, seriously, because right now my YouTube is primarily for my Let's Plays. edited Let's Plays, you know, like I mentioned before. But I don't know, maybe for some more casual things, I should just upload these raw and unedited streams, you know, to kind of balance that. To kind of balance all this edited content. Because in my streams, I just talk my ass off, you know, I'm being as casual as possible. And I believe these two types of content can show different aspects of my personality, pretty much. Because on my last place, I try to be kind of perfectionist. I try to be very, very informative. I mainly do 100% Let's Plays, but on my streams, I try to be as casual as possible. I try to laugh my ass off, basically try to interact with you as much as possible. Yeah, I try to have my first impressions with games which I play for the first time, for example, or games that I haven't played like at all, and stuff like that, you know. Because honestly, you know, not many people actually watch past broadcasts, right? But honestly though, there are some streamers who I found out from past broadcasts, and I really, really enjoyed actually their content. I still watch them to this day, because I just found out, you know, about them through these past broadcasts. So maybe there actually are some people like me who enjoy watching past broadcasts. I don't know. So basically I got stopwatch now, which is great, but I still am searching for the boomerang, which is pretty broken. Stopwatch is kinda broken in itself as well, but you know, for bosses, if we're speaking about bosses, then I think boomerang is the way to go. So... But yeah, speaking about these speech impediment, is that even a word? Basically these speech handicaps, which I have. I don't know why I have them, actually. As I told before, they just happen randomly. But the thing is, if you, for example, watch one of my first Let's Plays in English language, and then the latest video, then you'll notice a very big improvement in my speech, actually. Somehow I think that my streams actually helped me with my language and with talking in general, to be honest. So it's kind of like, yeah, therapeutic experience in a way for me. Honestly, my English dramatically improved after a while. And also the flow of speech as well, you know, the flow of storytelling and stuff like that. So, hey Watch Garland, welcome back. How are you? I just started the stream, so I'm kinda exploring the map. I'm trying to find new places where I can go with this, the most awesome upgrade ever, which is just pushing boxes, you know, this one. Yeah, no dead bosses yet, unfortunately, but I think I'll go through one location today. Maybe there will be a boss, we'll see. So. But yeah, what's up, how's it going? What's new in your life? Should I go here? I think no. You think I really like the next boss? Well, we'll see. Hopefully it won't be so hard like these two previous bosses which I faced. This giant Lamb of God and the giant two dragon tortoises or whatever are these things. Playing the new Assassin's Creed. How many Assassin's Creed games there were released? I think there is new Assassin's Creed game each year, like for real, like seriously. It's just like with Call of Duty, you know, they're just pumping out these games each and every month. No, but Assassin's Creed actually, I never played the series, but I really wanted to try out Assassin's Creed actually, because from the gameplay standpoint, it really appealed to me. So, shit, this stupid armor, please. Oh yeah, I heard there was one Assassin's Creed game, which is... Basically, when it was released, it was really rushed. And many people disliked that, and then they kinda patched it, and now it kinda is okay, or something like that. Was it Unity? I don't know anymore. Maybe Unity. Assassin's Creed Unity, or something. The main titles are Assassin's Creed 1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelations 3, 4, Unity, Syndicate, and now Origins. Oh yeah, Origins is the one where you are in Egypt, I think. And Syndicate, I think, was the one where you ride on horses or something ridiculous. Like, seriously. I think I saw some presentations of that game of Syndicate at E3, I think, or something. Yeah, I'll definitely try out some Assassin's Creed games someday. So you played a lot of them, right? Which would you suggest to play first? First Assassin's Creed, maybe? You know? You know, this armor is standing in a really awkward spot here. Okay, speedrun mode? You suggest starting with second one. Why not the first one? First one was more of a test for them to see how the concept would work. Oh, I see. Okay, so I'll definitely will have to remember the second one. So that I should play it first. Yeah, I always liked this kind of gameplay. Well, I only watched kind of videos of Assassin's Creed, but I like this gameplay. It's kind of mixed between combat, like regular combat, from third-person perspective, and stealth as well. Okay, here I can't go, but there's one other passage, which I'm curious about. Shit, this place is like awkward like hell. Here we go. Kill the small little poor lolly doll. So how is the new Assassin's Creed? Where you are being Scorpion King? Where you go in Egypt? And by the way, if we're speaking about Call of Duty, how many Call of Duty games there have been? Like, Jesus Christ. I think this newest Call of Duty, you get to go to outer space or something ridiculous, like seriously? I heard that actually Call of Duty is a spiritual successor of Medal of Honor. Thing is about Medal of Honor, I actually played it a lot when I was a kid. I liked it to death. But I heard that later Medal of Honor in recent years was not so good. And then they kinda revamped the whole franchise or something like that. And it became Call of Duty. I don't know if it's true or not. But I played a lot of Medal of Honor 1 and Medal of Honor Underground on PlayStation 1. You know, I'm kinda low on health, and and there's this Cheetos wannabe. Not Cheetos wannabe, but Chester wannabe. Maybe he's also a Cheetos wannabe, who knows. So I'm really afraid of it. So I got coffee stuck in my throat, that's just perfect. So let me reach that save point. Just in case. I think my personal favorite first-person shooter is actually Quake 2. I was honestly never into first-person shooters myself, but Quake 2 for me is the best first-person shooter, at least for now. I remember I streamed it once. It was yeah, pretty awesome experience. Just everything about that game is just perfect, you know, how weapons look, the music is kick-ass, the story is great, enemy designs are awesome as well. Basically everything just, yeah, is good about that game. So, how much of these arm guards I have now? 14. Perfect. War Jaguar. Who I guess packs a punch. Yep. $100 damage. 200 damage. Okay. We OP now. He still manages to kick my ass somehow, like for real. Wow. So the thing is that I noticed about the sword, I don't know why, but sometimes I deal, for example, 100 damage, but sometimes I deal 20, like why? Okay, stopwatch has to! Nice. So here is where the stopwatch actually shines. Grizzly. Perfect. So we had these Yogi bears, or bears, or whatever. Now we have grizzlies. So yeah, basically, when I was talking about, you know, all the content stuff, so basically I'm aware, you know, that I'm not the kinda... Well, basically English is not my native language, but I don't know, with people with whom I talked one by one, they actually told me that my English was not so bad. Maybe I'm just being too hard on myself, you know, that's why maybe I'm being... You know the saying where you are being your own worst critic, basically? So maybe that's why, you know, during recordings and stuff like that, when I can watch them, then I maybe put too much emphasis on them, on all these errors which I have in my speech and stuff. Maybe I should not worry about that kind of stuff too much, I don't know. You know, this place kicks my ass. Basically, all the time. Yeah. I noticed in past, I think 2 streams or even 3 streams, basically, the game just kicks my ass. Basically, everything is hard. Ooh, nice. I think I'll actually take advantage of this one. To find a save point somewhere nearby. At least. I see where I can go. Oh, I forgot, this is not Harmony of Dissonance. Can't press down to switch castles. 90% of the world speaks English, and a good deal of them just speak words without giving a shit about how right it is. Your English is very good, so no need to be hard on yourself. Well, thanks. Yeah, that actually definitely encourages me, because well, you know the saying, you know, you are your own worst critic, so what is an error in your eyes may not be an error in other eyes, in other people's eyes, you know, or ears for that matter, if we're speaking about speech. Because, you know, when I'm kind of recording stuff, then I'm kind of trying to be perfect as much as possible, but it took so much energy and time from me, so maybe I should kind of stop doing that, seriously. I should just embrace myself more. The save point. No, this is not the save point. Oh. Okay, never mind. This room down below here. Honestly though, I think my English was kind of better in my earlier years when I was in school. I don't know why, because I was even going to some tournaments and stuff, like English. Well, not exactly tournaments. Well, you know what I mean. And I got a high place there. But I don't know, maybe I just think like that because in those years I haven't used a large range of vocabulary like I do right now on my streams and videos. You know, I just used basic words. So I'm pretty curious about this place here, this one. But in general, yeah, English-wise, I think the more I make these videos in English, the more I stream, and the more they help me out, actually, to improve my language, my vocabulary, and these kind of things. Can I reach this place, I wonder, from here? Nope. Yeah, can't. So basically we have to go through that freaking corridor. Or maybe we don't have to. Yeah, I think we don't have to. We can take advantage of that teleporter. Yeah, for example, you know, the word teleporter. I was not using this word when I was a small kid, when I was, what, 8? And going to that competition. You know these words, so... So okay, this whole right part of the castle is kinda explored. So now... Let's go to that center teleporter, which is in the center, basically that. But you know, speaking about language, of course it's good to improve it always, right? But the most important thing is that the essence is being understood. I think this is the most important thing about each and every language, so that the essence is being understood, you know? We don't have to be like perfect about anything, because what is perfect in one's eyes may not be perfect in other eyes, if you know what I mean. Well, I told you that before. Alright, yes, here. So you see there's one tiny passage which I kinda started to explore, but I haven't explored it up until the end. Or maybe we can visit a passage to the right here. You know, usually in these Castlevania streams, what I noticed that I open my map and then I'm kinda talking, oh yeah, you know, I'll go here to the right, but it's hard to get the point because there are like so many different passages where you can go. So it's hard to explain. So I think I'll just make actions speak louder than words. Seriously. But the reason why I kinda trying to vocalize everything that I do, because it's a habit from these Let's Plays which I make, pretty much. That's why I always kinda have things to say about the game. So yeah, in a way, I see a lot of benefits in both Let's Plays and these streams which I make. Basically, Let's Plays helped me also improve my English, but they also helped me to kinda explain things more, you know, what is going on the screen. Because at first I was pretty slow at it, you know, because I had to find words, but later I became a much more faster at it. But streams, they help me with English as well, but yeah, with streams, now I kinda have things to say, you know, for example, when there are no people who watch, you know, obviously I have to kinda say something about the game, right? So yeah, then I just kinda talk my ass off about the game. At first I was kinda more speaking about the game in my early streams, but later I kinda developed this kinda like skill where I just sometimes talk about my life experiences and stuff. Previously I was not doing that, but I kinda start to notice that I tend to do that now sometimes, which is actually good. It means that I can kinda multitask, you know, multitask more successfully now, which was not happening to me before. So yeah, generally speaking, you know, streaming and Let's Playing can improve your life, basically, in ways that you would not expect, pretty much. And also, these hobbies of mine, they kinda help me to cope with these mental issues which I have sometimes. It's a way of escapism, kinda, yes, but I don't know, for me they kinda help, really, because then I'm not being just focused on my depressive thoughts all the time, you know? That's why gaming and video making kinda helps me, so. Yeah! Nice. Three in a row. So... It's pretty awkward how to reach... I thought I can reach this place much more quicker. Cancel Hout 92. Welcome. Why am I depressed? Well, I'm not depressed. It's not that I'm currently depressed, it's just that sometimes I have these mental issues which make me depressive. So it's all because of anxiety, and yeah, it's all because of that pretty much. Because I had too much stress in my life, and you know, sometimes, well, yeah, when you have too much stress in your life, it kind of builds up, and sometimes it just stays with you. There's nothing you can do about it. You have to kind of cope with it. You have to work your way around it. You have to kind of find ways to deal with it, pretty much. So that's what I'm kind of currently doing. Because at first, 1 year ago, I thought I had just normal thoughts, just like everyone. But later on, I kind of realized, I became aware that things that I feel, things that I think are not normal sometimes. And once you are aware, you know, of your mental problems, it's much more easier to cope with them. It's much more easier to work around them, you know. And yeah. Well, if we're talking about normal, I meant, you know, like people who don't have mental issues, pretty much. Yeah, it's just that, you know, not many people are kind of raising awareness of mental issues. And that's why I like all these speedrunning marathons so much, because they raise aware of mental issues a lot. Because mental issues have been stigmatized nowadays a lot. No one really talks about them too much, because they know that they will be misunderstood. That's why, okay, I'm kind of raising awareness now about my mental issues, but to be honest, I kind of don't want to talk about them too much, because I know that I'll be kind of maybe misunderstood. I don't know. That's why I'm kind of But okay, I'll tell you. You ready? Well, basically, I'm dealing with OCD thoughts, and they are driving me nuts. So yeah, it's pretty hard to deal with these thoughts, seriously. And it's not OCD in your usual way, you know, when just people just say, oh, I have an OCD. No, it's a serious OCD issue, which I'm kinda struggling with. It's basically you have to work your ass off each and every day to work around these thoughts, because you can't cure them. There is no cure for OCD. You just well, you have to manage these thoughts by yourself. And it's good that I am aware that I have these issues, because it helps me out. Because sometimes when I have these OCD thoughts, I try to kind of recognize them. I learned how to do that. So now I know that, you know, whenever I have this depressive thoughts, or that maybe I did something bad, you know, and stuff like that, I now know that it's not me who's thinking that, it's my OCD. So a friend of yours also has an OCD problem. Sometimes even renders him unable to do the simplest things. Yeah, that's the point. OCD kind of latches you into this brain lock where you can't think of anything else. You know these moments when you just have one of the same songs stuck in your head for a while? So OCD sufferers, they kind of have these songs stuck in their heads basically each and every minute. So OCD, it's basically like your, well, for example, you know, if you have bad parents, hopefully you don't have bad parents, but OCD is basically like a bad parent, mom or dad, who just constantly is saying to you that you did something wrong and that you have to recheck and shit like that. And even if you recheck, it still says you the same thing, that you did something badly, that you have to redo that, you know. That's the whole trick of OCD. So you have very mild OCD yourself. So what is your trick to deal with this issue? How do you cope with it? Because what helped me was that I kinda looked around the internet for a lot of information about it, and in one article it stated that whenever you have an OCD thought, you have to realize that it's just an OCD thought and just move on with your life. You know, you don't have to come back to that thought. Basically, if your OCD tells you that you did something wrong or something has to be rechecked or redone, and that means that you done everything actually correctly, pretty much. So basically, yeah, your brain kind of tricks you into thinking that you did something wrong, although you haven't done anything wrong. And the thing is about OCD, it kind of latches onto things that you like the most. This is the most stupidest part. It latches onto your hobbies, it latches onto your, well, basically favorite things. Things that you really enjoy, things that you really appreciate, you know? Things that you really care about. When I change the volume on the TV, I most times make it lower than intended so I can increase it a bit after. So the ultimate change is a positive one. Well, yeah, I have something similar. I have many different OCD patterns, but this pattern which you mentioned, which you have, is also one of the patterns which I have, where everything kinda needs to be in order, pretty much, you know, sort of. For example, you know, for me, if we're speaking about volume, on my PC, I tend to, well, every time when I switch on my PC, when I turn it on, I always check if my volume is at 30%, because that's the perfect volume level for me, pretty much. And you know, when it's 29, then no, I have to switch it to 30. If it's 29, no, that's a problem. If it's 29, you know. No, but seriously, it sometimes bugs me out that I have to do that. You know what I noticed about this place? That there are new enemies here, although I have been here, like in this whole section. So. But yeah, so this is only one of the examples which I have with OCD. But there are many other ones which are pretty stupid and yeah. Thing is, OCD sufferers, they themselves know that they have OCD, they themselves know that their thoughts are kinda irrational, but they still keep on doing it, you know, because they just can't stand this anxiety which OCD makes. And that's their whole issue. So the problem with OCD that I have is that sometimes I try to figure out, but sometimes I just can't, you know. Sometimes I don't know if it's just my OCD thought, or is it just something that I really want to do, you know. This is the problem that I have. Sometimes I'm confused. So. But lately I have, yeah, kinda learned how to cope with it more, pretty much. Because, yeah, 1 year ago I finally realized that I have these freaking thoughts. All these thoughts that I have, they pretty much are related to PC, basically to technology which I use very often and stuff like that. So I have to kinda work around this OCD issue daily because I'm at my PC pretty much every day. So There's one passage which I'm curious about here to the right, but how can I reach that place? I'm almost dead, but whatever. Oh, it was this one. Okay. There was a door to the right, but I can't reach it. Or maybe it wasn't a door, I don't know. Basically, I can't reach that place now, at least. Okay, hopefully I won't die. I want to save really, really badly. Shit, no! Fucker! Oh my god. Mayday, mayday, I need backup. Seriously. What the hell? Please, no random enemy here in the way. Well, there's this one skeleton dude, but hopefully he won't be my downfall. Okay, everything's clear, everything's good. So... I have actually a lot of OCD thoughts about simple thing as writing. Basically, whenever I, title something, then I have to kind of constantly recheck. Maybe, maybe I haven't written something properly or something like that, and it bugs me out like so much, so frequently. This, like, it's pretty stupid, seriously. Although I know that I've written everything correctly, So that's, one more example. Oh, maybe I placed space, 2 times in a row and stuff like that. It's like so stupid and irrational. Like, for real. I know it's pretty funny to talk about these things, but if you actually have OCD yourself, it's actually not so funny, seriously. It's a pretty serious problem because it eats away your time, basically, a lot. Hey Lazy, welcome. So you also have this OCD stuff. Yeah, and counting as well sometimes, yeah. I think it was in the previous year when I had something similar, but only not with numbers, but with events. I was just replaying them in my mind over and over again until everything was feeling great or something ridiculous. It's like so stupid now that I think about it. I read a lot of information about OCD, how to deal with it, how to cope with it, how it works and stuff. The thing is about OCD that even people that don't have OCD, they also have these thoughts. It's just that people without OCD, they don't pay attention too much to these thoughts. They just, they just kind of shake them off really quickly. But for people with OCD, it's not working that way. Basically, they have this brain lock where they just can't proceed through life further. That's... For you it was hand washing and numbers. Oh boy, yeah. But how are you dealing with it, Lazy? Or maybe you don't have it anymore. Do you still have it? I'm going the wrong way. Ah, shit. I was actually planning do maybe like in real life stream someday. I don't know, I'll see. Where I'll just speak about all these mental problems and issues, but yeah, for a while I was thinking about, making that stream, but I don't know. Because that's kind of like, yeah, that's pretty awkward topic to talk about. Pretty much. not too comfortable topic, you know. But I don't know, considering I kinda talk on my streams about everything, for me these streams are almost like vlogging in a sense, also. And then maybe I'll make that kind of stream someday, I don't know, we'll see. Number 13 and the hand washing was mainly due to a specific incident where you got incredibly sick and didn't want it to happen again. Well, yeah, that's how OCD works. It kinda tricks you, because you had a bad experience one time, right? And then you kinda think that if you do something like that again, then, well, the same thing will happen. So yeah, speaking about OCD, 1 year ago, when I kind of realized that I have this problem, I made some kind of tests with my brain, if it makes sense. So basically, whenever I had OCD thought, I kind of resisted the urge to check for a while, and then I checked after a while. And in all these cases that I noticed that nothing bad actually happened. And I was just amazed at how many ways your brain can actually trick you. It's like insane. You may not even realize that, seriously, sometimes. Basically, my brain just tricked me, you know, without me even realizing that. So I haven't been here. Underground warehouse. Some really interesting music here. Really, really creepy. You were able to deal with the hand washing by minimizing it and eventually getting it down to a manageable level. Yeah, this is the technique which is really, really helpful against OCD, when you kind of decrease the urges to check, you know. You basically, when your brain tells you to check something, you resist the urge as much as possible, basically. So now you basically wash less, right? When you manage to resist all that. You know, I'll leave this place for later a bit. I'm curious about one more room here. I think many people have this habit, you know, when you kinda... No, not here, please. I don't wanna go here. They have this habit when they kinda recheck have they locked the door or not multiple times. Many people have this habit. But the problem is that a person with OCD would check his door, you know, like for maybe 20 times. But normal people, well, normal, you know, people who just don't have OCD, maybe will check the door one more time again and that's it. Not 20 times, so... Yeah, OCD can, like, ruin your life, like, seriously, because it takes away so much time from you, it takes away so much energy from you, it basically drains you out. I had many days where I was just exhausted just because of this freaking OCD. Just because of my fucking thoughts. Like seriously, I just go to sleep instantly. And sleep for 12 hours. Something ridiculous. Well yeah, hopefully this, well it's technically called response... how it was called? Response prevention or something like that? So hopefully, yeah, it helped you out. I actually do that myself, where whenever I have OCD thought, I kind of disregard it. I try to disregard it as much as possible. I try to not engage in the activity that OCD tells me to engage, you know. How was that called, that technique? ERP or something like that? Exposure response prevention? Or something like that? Wait, I got what? Probably leather armors, right? I have no idea. I just looking at the chat when I got something. Basically, these behavioral therapies help a lot, where you just change your brain, how it works. Basically, you change your habits, pretty much. It's the same thing. And you know, like with all the habits, it's pretty hard to change. So the same thing is applied basically to OCD. In order to break from this OCD cycle, you have to change your habits in regards to OCD as well. So for example, smoking, you know, it's really hard to quit once you start. So yeah, the same thing is with OCD. It's really hard to quit when you kind of trained your brain to react with these thoughts, you know. So the numbers thing got crazy, where you would think you miscounted and then have to spend upwards of an hour having to make sure. Yeah, I had something similar as well. And it was driving me nuts. So but I'm happy that more and more people are being aware of OCD nowadays. I saw there are many articles actually about this OCD now, like about mental issues in general. So people are finally more aware of that. I think, yeah, definitely, like many people actually have these mental issues. It's just that, you know, they're being stigmatized, these issues. That's why not many people are talking about them, because they're kind of afraid to speak out, pretty much. So well, this sword just wrecks so much ass, like seriously. It's insane. So I want to check that lower section of the map now a bit. Not for too much. So yeah, the stupidest thing about this fucking OCD is that it's not curable as far as I know. Although I read one article lately that maybe scientists have found a cure or something, but you know, when they will actually apply that cure or make it available for public, I think it will be, what, 1 million years? Like, seriously. So basically it's not curable, you have to work your ass yourself to change something about it, pretty much. You can use medication, but the thing is about medication, it's not curing the condition, it only kinda disables it for a while, you know, you have to kinda eat these freaking pills or whatever each and every day or something stupid like that. I was never into these pills and that kind of stuff. But you know, these doctors, they, well, always prescribe you some kind of medication. Just to make more money. Like, seriously, not even kidding, just to make more money, because... Like, if there were no diseases in the world, there would be, well, no jobs for doctors, right? Makes sense. Yeah, medication usually exacerbates the issue further. Exacerbates the issue further. Yeah, because you are being basically dependent on the medication that way. So, which may even become even bigger issue than the this mental issue which you had before, to be honest, like seriously.
It's all about money these days. Give me that money, you know, give me money, money. All we need is some money.
Speaking about money, we are currently, well, in a room which has a lot of gold. So... So basically, I watched one YouTuber, I think it was 1 month ago. He was making these, some kind of weird challenges. Like, summoning Bloody Mary challenge or something ridiculous. You know, all these spooky challenges. Basically, he took all these spooky... what you call them? These spooky urban legends, you know, and made these challenges out of them. He was basically making these viral videos. And in some of these videos there was this green dude, basically it's this green jumpsuit or whatever, without a face. And he was like having this line, you know, it's all about the money, let's give me that money! So, that's like pretty stupid character, like what the hell? Okay, so... there's one corridor upwards here that I want to check, kinda. Okay, I think I have to go here. Somewhere. No, I'll switch to my... well, you know the drill. Sword which smells of roses. Yeah. I was talking a lot about this paranormal activity shit in the previous stream. So, about all these weird things. About ghosts and poltergeists and whatnot. Like seriously, these kind of things just creep me out. They're interesting things, but they creep me out. Like for real. Yeah, here to the right. There's one passage that I'm curious about. Oh, it was... Now I see why I couldn't go here. Yeah, it's because there was this... water which damages me, this blood, or whatever is that thing. So I guess we'll head on to that warehouse. God, I so wish that there was a teleporter here in this lower section. That could be like so handy. I think we have a pretty long trip ahead of us. Like seriously. There's no teleporter here. Yeah, what I noticed about this game is that, like, well, you see how big rooms are in this game, right? So you may think, you know that the map is kind of small, but no, it's actually surprisingly really big. So yeah, one map is definitely enough for this game. You know, one castle is definitely enough, because lately there have been trends to place 2 castles in these Castlevanias, you know, 2 maps and such. But no, one map for this game is just enough. And yeah, this game in general was a really big surprise for me. I thought it would be just your, you know, standard Castlevania, which is kind of only a bit harder and such. But no, it's actually quite interesting. It is hard, yes. Much more harder than I expected it to be. The music is nice here, the atmosphere is great. A lot of exploration. And yeah, I like this DSS system a lot. So this game quickly became one of my favorite Castlevanias, actually. I like how in this game, although we mainly have web, but you see, because of this DSS system, we can also use swords and different weapons as well. Not only swords, just that I'm kind of using swords a lot. We also have hammer, for example. We also have Wolverine claws, katana, and stuff like that. It's very interesting. Okay. Yeah, but speaking about these mental issues, I don't know if it's kind of safe for me to talk about them too much, because I don't want to kind of alienate a lot of people here and stuff, but I noticed that in the chat there have been actually pretty decent people for now who kind of understand these kind of issues because they are facing with them themselves. So hopefully everything is good and stuff. Because, you know, I don't know, maybe there are some people who are watching and don't have these kind of issues and they're kind of thinking, you know, what the hell is that dude like talking about, like, anyway, you know? And stuff. Oh, maybe I can reach that place much more quicker. Okay, nice. I thought I have to kind of loop around, you know. But no, here's a passage, actually. So let's go to that warehouse. By the way, I noticed we have, yeah, many new enemies actually now. I don't know what triggered it. But, yeah, we have these Sakubai, or Succubuses. I don't know what's the plural form of these critters. Just like with the cactus, you know, it's either cacti or cactuses. You never know what to use. So, okay, to the left and down. So I'm still searching for my boomerang. So this is the second stream when I'm searching for the boomerang, like seriously. For that sub-weapon, you know, Holy Cross, which acts as like a boomerang. Skeleton, please, I know that you are back to your old tricks again, but just please. Yeah, we haven't seen a new version of Skeleton for a while, so maybe he's preparing his evolution, you know? Maybe now he's being more clever, maybe now he kinda takes his time in order to take me out. So... Because the previous alteration of skeleton was just a skeleton who looked funny and dashed at me at lightning speed, and that's pretty much it. And crumbled when he touched me. So. Alright, I like the music in this new place, in this warehouse. So Wash Garland told me that there will be some really interesting boss in this place. So I'm kinda hyped about it. You know, this place looks like an arena or something. This next room. Okay, so I guess now it's, well... box puzzle time? Although I think I can reach this place even without the box, right? Yeah. Who needs a box? Why is there a box like anyway? Maybe it's a shove it mini game, you know, thrown in here in this game for no reason. And by the way, one thing that I forgot to mention about this game is that, you know, usually in these Castlevanias, you kind of receive these items which uncover your map a bit, right? Like, a bit. So you can know where to go and stuff, but this game is not doing that. Basically, you don't see the map, you have to uncover it by yourself. So, yeah. I thought we were done with these insects, but apparently no. Yep, like I said, box puzzles. I thought this is an enemy here, up above me, but you know, that's just statue. That's just background statue. Poltergeist, speaking about creepy stuff. That's really weird enemy, seriously? That's just like a bunch of furniture flying in my face. Okay. That's weird. Well, you know, there's a lot of wood there, so maybe fire? I'm a bit afraid of this place. I don't know why, because I don't know what to expect, you know. But that's... yeah, I'm kind of being on my toes, being careful here. What the hell? No, seriously? Please. shit. Have to find a save point or something, like seriously. Well, I have this meat. Yum yum yum. Which we'll use, I think, and yeah, for good measure, let's use these potions. Stopочка, стоп! Here we go. Oh, okay. Well, maybe it was a bad idea that I used these restorative items, but oh well. Yeah, I think I'll stick with this fire sword for now. It kinda works well against these flying tables, flying furniture or whatnot. I remember in Harmony of Dissonance there were some block puzzles as well, but there were not many of them. Okay, let's see. Puzzle time, so let's break this one. Something similar puzzle was in Harmony of Dissonance, I remember. Something, yeah, something like that. Okay, let's push that one here. Break this one. Oh, this one's pretty easy. Come on, you're Circle of the Moon. You should provide me with some challenge, like you usually do, game. Yeah, there's one thing that I heard about people who suffer from OCD, that their IQ is actually pretty high. And why they have OCD is because they kinda care a lot about that particular topic, you know, about that particular theme that their OCD is kinda related to. And yeah, that's why they have it, you know, because they kinda too care about that particular topic. So basically they give a shit about things that they love. But the problem is that they give a shit too much. That's the whole problem. That's why they have this OCD in the first place. So yeah, it technically works kinda like an addiction. It's just that, you know, with addiction, which is kinda like smoking, for example, you can kinda resist it, but with OCD, this urge is a completely different feeling, pretty much. You can resist OCD, but it makes you feel like shit, pretty much. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, box needed, I guess, here. Let me cheese this armor. So, where's the box? Seriously. You know, these balls, they are starting to trigger me. Slowly, but they are starting to trigger me. They just kinda home on you or something. Perceived something, but I don't know what it was. Again. Let me see, do I have something better for defense? Well, Cursed Ring, I already talked about this one, that, you know, it's cursed, so you may never know what will happen, so... Here's the box. Hello, Mr. or Mrs. Box. Can I touch you? Can I lick you? Well, we have slow and tedious pushing to do, so... No, seriously, we have to push that box, like, at the other end of the room, pretty much, to reach that heart max item. Stop flirting with the box. No! No! I like this box. So, you know, we don't have ladies in this Castlevania, I noticed. We don't have ladies. So basically we have this flower sword, right? Flower power sword. But we can't attract ladies with it, because there are no ladies here. So, I guess boxes is the way to go. Nathan Graves will marry a box. That's it. That's his destiny. To live with a box. Here we go. Yeah, and now Nathan Graves just, you know, screw that box, just ditches her. And goes away. This place loves big and giant rooms, which I hate. Perfect. Yeah, a lot of these box puzzles. Lazy, have you played this game? Because for me this game was a really big surprise, seriously. Okay, let me think for a little while. What I have to actually do here to reach left part. So I don't have to, although... Oh, I see, it's pretty obvious. I have to place two boxes on top of each other here to actually slide. Oh, wait, I made a mistake. Yeah, I made a mistake. I need to use this first box here first. Yeah, and then... Oh yeah. Basically, place two boxes on top of each other, then slide, and that's how you can reach that place. I think, wait a sec. No, first break this one, yeah, so that these two boxes are not stuck here by themselves. So here we go. Two boxes. Now Nathan Graves is kinda like significant other, you know, because here's Mr. Box and here's Mrs. Box. So we found the boxes other half from the previous room. Here we go. Holy armor. So this is the dude that I'm actually curious about. So remember that video that I watched? About these card combos? There was something about this holy armor as well, that he kind of has some nice drop or something. So maybe it's farming time. We'll see. Oh no, not the poltergeist. Not the flying furniture. Oh shit. Okay. Mars plus Salamander. Hasto! And now, yeah. Stopwatch. Hasto! Here we go. Yeah, basically there was something about this holy armor, but it wasn't actually from that video. It was from other resource. I was just browsing through the bestiary of this game. I was not paying attention too much to it, but I noticed there was this holy armor, which kind of looked cool, and I saw that he has pretty nice drop or something. So that's why this holy armor kinda was in my head, you know. That's why I can't remember it. Shit, have to be really careful with two fuckers. There's not one, but two of them. Okay. Seriously? He deals so much damage. What? I was not expecting that. Like, okay. What was that? Look how far away I am from that place. No. Oh. Seriously? No, I thought I'll be fine there, but no. Okay, let me screw around a bit. No, I'm always screwing around, but what I mean is that I want to go upwards this time around. There's one passage that I'm curious about. The ghost of a furniture. Possessed furniture. That's you know, it's kinda silly enemy, but it's really creative enemy. I like this enemy. Like, seriously. So, you know, John, hey! Let's make an enemy. Let's make a ghost, but, you know, not your usual ghost, but more creative, you know, let's make a ghost that possesses furniture. You know, let's make, well, furniture an enemy that just flies in your face. Gary, you know? You nailed it. You nailed it, Gary. Let's place that in the game. Yeah, this passage to the right here. So, the thing that I noticed about this game, the more I stream it, the more this game kicks my ass. Like, for real. The more it becomes harder, basically. I have kinda decent levels, I think. But still. By the way, I haven't received armor for a while, like some armor upgrade or something. Because you see, in this game, as far as I kinda see, for now, is that we don't receive items which you can wear, like from the map itself, you know? Basically, so far I only received equipment from enemy drops. So yeah, this is also why this game is hard. That you have to kind of rely on drops to get something. This is called progression. Yeah, but this is kind of like Dark Souls type of progression. Seriously. It's hard. No, but seriously, many people say that this is one of the hardest Castlevanias. I really like the challenge in this game, it's pretty awesome. Because usually there is kinda no too much challenge in Castlevanias, and I always wanted a challenge in Castlevanias. So yeah, this is just a perfect game for me. Wait, okay, I deal 54 damage to this armor, right? What about Ice Sword? Stop! Yeah! 22, but it's a lot more faster. Can I freeze the furniture? No. The thing is about this furniture, it's like so fast, it's insane. Stop! It just flies in your face at lightning speed. I hate these balls. Like seriously, what the hell are these things? But remember about my stopwatch. So the thing is about that room where I have to go, there are two of these holy armors, so I have to be like really careful. And they are kinda so far, you know, from this place, so there is no save point nearby. Bye, fucker! Bye, poltergeist fucker! As well. Wait, last time when I was here, the second box at the top, it was kinda pushed a bit. And that... yeah, that's the reason why I could stand on this first box here and then push it downwards, but now the same situation does not occur. So what's the deal? So what the fuck? No, but for real. Because you see, I need a box here to then break this block. So... Wait, let me re-enter the room. Something is not right here. Oh, I see. I made a mistake. I was again being an idiot, like always. I forgot that I broke that first block before. Yeah. Hopefully the most hardest part of the game is over. Although, should I hope though? Maybe I need some more challenge, because I actually like this challenge. Basically we had two really challenging bosses before. We had these freaking adamantoid wannabes, these zombies. And we also had this giant Lamb of God, which were both really challenging bosses. So let me guess who will be the final boss. Giant book? No? You know what? Do I need this fucking heart? Because well, at least for now, do I need it? Because I have to go just to the left. I don't need to pick it up. I can pick it up maybe later. Because here, to actually reach that freaking box, to whom I'm married, you know, I need to go for these freaking armors there. They deal a lot of damage with their balls. So, yeah. Maybe later. So let's see, yeah, 2 boxes here. First, I have to push this one. The thing that I like about this track is the organ, you know, this organ in the background. And this whole upbeat tune that has to it as well. Like that is in this track, you know. Kind of pretty mysterious and upbeat tune at the same time. Okay, these fuckers. Oh, stop! So basically this dude just raised his fucking sword, and that's it. That's all it took for me to take damage. I don't know, like these swords, they're pretty awkward. Like sometimes they deal insane damage, but sometimes they deal like so small damage for no reason. At least one dude's down. At least I can crouch, which is good. You know, to evade these how would you call them, rays? So, you know, although Metroid can't crawl, well, at least Nathan can crouch. So... Oh, but there is a passage here. Ah. Do I want to go for it? Because I'll have to refight these armors again if I'll exit the room. Maybe I'll leave this room for later again. Just like with that previous room. Okay, so, okay, one more box puzzle to reach that upper part. But why do I need to reach that upper part though, like anyway? Should I stay or should I go? You will never know. I don't know. I just am looking for a save point. Maybe this was the one? No, it isn't. Stop! Shit. You know, screw the other dude, for now at least. I'm really worried about my health, like everything just deals like so much damage. Nice. Here we go. I still find it pretty funny that we have like this ability in this game where, you know, Nathan Graves can push boxes. Ability to push a box. Like, really? The thing is, like, you know, he starts off in this game. Okay, he can't run. He can't double jump, he can't make the Spider-Man move, right? But he can slide. So yeah. But to push a box, no, that's too OP. Crap, there's so many of these fuckers, seriously? That was something unexpected. I was kinda startled a bit. Yeah, stylish kill. Oh, I know how to reach this one, but I think I failed it. Basically, what I needed here to do, I think I needed just to push this box a bit so that it just sticks, you know, here. And then I had to kinda go to this place from the other direction, if it makes sense. I guess, yeah. So this game likes to curse me. It's giving me too much cursed rings. Yeah, you see, I have to leave it like that, and then just walk away. I think. And this one, let me see. So yeah, today is well, thinking man's stream. Today I'm thinking a lot. Okay, so wait a sec. Holy armor, mister, you are in pretty awkward position here. So basically, whenever you hear that no one is talking on the stream, that means that I'm for once finally in this whole playthrough thinking. So, what to do with these boxes and such. Surprise, surprise, I'm finally thinking. Yeah, my assumption was correct. So basically, yeah, we made this box with just sticks here, and we can use this platform. So, should I farm for these holy armors though? It's pretty tedious to farm them. That's why I'm, you know, wanting that save point somewhere here. Although, you know, there's save point kind of in that room up above me, but it's still a pretty long walk there. So. So, oh. Oh yeah, we have these Yogi, which are not Yogi anymore, but Grizzly. So next evolution of Yogi Bear, Grizzly. And you see, still no boomerang. But actually stopwatch helps here a lot in this place. So I'm kinda not complaining too much. Shit, where's the save point? Like, please, game. Have mercy on my soul. Mayday. Okay. Yeah, like I said before, you see how big these rooms are? It's like insane. These rooms are designed for giants, not for Nathan Graves. The thing is about these bomb towers, I always thought that fire element sword, well, basically fire will work not so good with them. Because no, they maybe are fire element because they kinda spit fire, right? But it seems it's not so. What are these things like anyway here? So I watched this gameplay of this new game, which is called Cuphead, you know, which is kind of like Mega Man, only with some cartoonish characters. It's really hilarious, hard, and yeah, pretty good at the same time, seriously. Very creative game. I like the whole artwork in it, it's pretty good. Really unique artwork here in that game. And how creative you must be, you know, to create an enemy that, well, basically looks like a cup, you know, just a small little tiny cartoonish character with arms and legs, and his head is a cup. Basically. It's pretty funny. He has a brother, as I assume, there. Basically, you can play in two-player modes there. So the first player is Cuphead, which is kinda like red character. His head resembles a cup. And the other one is Mugman. Not Mega Man, but it's pretty close, because the other character, he also has a cup as his face, but he has blue color. So basically it's kinda like a reference to Zero and Mega Man from Mega Man games, you know. We have Cuphead and Mugman. And whenever Cuphead shoots his projectiles, he kinda snaps his fingers. Like, every millisecond he snaps his fingers. You know, I tried to snap fingers like that, you know, like so fast, like he did, but I can't do that like so fast, like seriously. This is as fast as I can do. Okay, this room sucks a bit. Only by a little, but it still sucks. Let's see, can I just kinda clip through maybe here? Let's see. No. Oh, I can. Nice. We found the cheese once again. Okay, nice. But yeah, speaking about Cuphead, it's a really challenging game. But it's really fun to watch. Basically, I'm amazed at these animations, you know, it resembles kinda like an old cartoon. But the boss battles are really creative, and all these animations, yeah, they're really funny, so... Oh shit, not you again. Almost reached that place. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I knew that there will be something here. It's pretty obvious. So I wish I had a HP max somewhere here, because when you receive HP max, you get restored to full automatically. So... thing is about stopwatch, it's cool and all, you know, I have this watch which itself is kinda like this poltergeist which we defeat, you know, because he's just floating in the air, that watch. It's cool and all, but it uses up a lot of your hearts, basically. You know what? I forgot about one thing, that I have this combination. So, you know what this guy reminds me of? He reminds me of Nemesis from Resident Evil, because Nemesis also had the same arm, which kinda extended with these fucking tentacles and stuff. Please, save point. Yes! So now I am the happiest person in the world. So now we are good. Now we can farm, grind, whatever, to our heart's content, seriously. Nemesis! You know that opening cinematic from Resident Evil 3? It basically has this music. It's pretty short cinematic, but it's pretty cool. But the thing is about this whip, which I currently have, it's only good against these nemesis, but not for other freaking creatures of this castle. Forest. Seriously? That's his name? So what's your name? Well, my name is Forest. Okay, what's your surname? Armor. Okay, Mr. Armor Forest. So what is your occupation? Well, you see, we have this video game which is called Castlevania, Circle of the Moon. And in that game I act as a nemesis from Resident Evil 3. So, wow, that's wait a sec. Let me be really careful. Wow, that's nice skill you have there, Mr. Armor. You're hired. Wow, this fucking room is just so long. Yep. That's what I was actually expecting here, like seriously. In all these cases when we have these two of these freaking things, basically two enemies, and you are just stuck in between them. Let's see. Pretty awkward place. Oh, I forgot about this one. When Quake is released with each attack. Okay, it's not helping here too much. Free plumes of petals are released with each attack, but it eats up like so much MP. Basically, it eats up MP for breakfast, for lunch, and for dinner. Seriously. Looking for some useful combinations against these, like in general, you know, for enemies here. I think what will happen in the end that I'll just stick to my flower power sword. That's it. Yep, I think that's what will happen actually. Yep, we're back to our old tricks that worked before. Although it deals like what, 4 damage? Yep. No, I think this fire sword kinda worked better in this whole place, as far as I remember. Yep, that's my strategy. That's right. Yep. Chainmail. Well, finally we got armor of some kind, because I haven't received armor for such a long time. Seriously, maybe that's why I am being kicked in the ass 1000 times. Yeah, you see? Chainmail, armor made from chains. Better defense boost. Okay. Stopwatch? No? No hot store? Oh, that's bad, yeah. I don't have enough MP for my stopwatch. So you know, today I thought maybe the stream will be kind of like a breeze, you know, after the previous stream. Obviously after a couple of previous streams, in which I had pretty rough time because I was being kicked in the ass 1,000,000 times basically, but no, we're still going, you know, difficulty is still there. Nothing is over yet. Okay, so here's the boss. So, but I don't want to deal with him yet though. Boss door. Who knows, maybe the boss will be giant box. No, seriously, I have no idea what will be the boss. But Watch Garland said it will be something interesting. Okay, too much enemies. Oh, seriously? Okay, that's something new. So basically he lost his legs, but he still wants to live. That's pretty funny. Top 3 most awkward enemies in Circle of the Moon. Number 3. Yeah, these dryads are pretty easy to deal with because I noticed, yeah, this fire sword works wonders in this place against many enemies. Not against these golems though, so... Okay, yeah, golem. Are you dead yet? Okay, let's put him out of his misery, seriously. Oh, come on game, please. I want my delicious boomerang. Oh, no, not dagger though. So basically the game heard my prayer, but gave me the wrong sub-weapon. So, well, at least here we got, yeah, HP increase. So... is it a good idea to slide here? To the right? Because I think if I'll do that, you see I'll be to that corridor to the right, and I was there in that corridor before, so basically I won't be able to make it here, back from that place. So maybe it's not a good idea to go here, really. Yeah, you know, I won't risk it. Seriously. Nope. Fuck that passage. So I think I'll explore this whole place, and then I'll go after the boss. There are still some places that I haven't explored here. Like, forest armor, like, seriously? Like, why? But why am I surprised, really, if we have, you know, plant element in this game and stuff like that? Flower power swords and things like this, you know. Okay, let's go and save for a good measure. After dealing with this dude, I think. But I can evade his whips while I'm just crouching, right? Yes. Okay. So now we know. Now we learn and know. So how was your day? Well, you know, it went pretty well, you know, nothing unusual, just got hit by the chair, flying chair. Yeah, everything's good. So, you know, so far I kinda mentioned only the good sides of this game, but now that I think about it, I wanted to kinda find some minuses, but so far I haven't found these kind of minuses in this game. So far everything just kicks ass. Really. For example, you can kinda say that, oh, maybe the minus can be that you can't get equipment on the map. You need to kinda farm for your equipment in this game and stuff. But the thing is, that's the whole point. Because this game is meant to be hard, you know? So, yeah. You know, this place overall is kind of pretty weird, seriously. Because it's called warehouse, but you have these books here and stuff. And bookshelves. Basically, it's kind of like warehouse combined together with library. You know, it's kind of pretty odd. Secret passage here somewhere. Nope. Game says no. Enough secret passages for you. Heart high. Let's get high. Let's see. Recover 25 hearts. Okay. Well, at least I'm getting these health restoration items, you know, potions and meat. At least something. It's not too much, but at least something. Yeah, it's kinda really odd that, you know, this game, which was one of the launch titles for Game Boy Advance, is so good. Because, you know, usually these launch titles, they kinda... Well, usually they're not so good games, because, you know, they are kinda like first games on that console, particular one. So... the games are kinda not aware of console limitations too much and stuff. Basically, there are many ways to improve the games, which are released first for the particular console and stuff, but this game is kind of like exception. So basically the only issue that I heard about this game was that if you play it on the actual Game Boy Advance, then it's kinda pretty dark, you know, because there are many dark environments, and when this game was released on Game Boy Advance it didn't have the backlight. So yeah, it was pretty kinda dark game to play. Pretty much. That's why later I think Game Boy Advance had this backlight feature in it, or something. Grizzly, please. Mr. Grizzly. He's like so fast. He walks slowly, but when he packs a punch, you know, when he hits you, then he's pretty fast. Wait, don't tell me it'll be one of these rooms where it's just a long corridor to something delicious. I think it will be, actually. What are bears like doing in warehouses like anywhere? Like, seriously? They should be like in the forest or something. No, but for real. But you know, Castlevania game, don't question the logic and stuff. Okay, one more puzzle room, I guess. So let's see. Nice. Oh shit, not this fucker. Game. Yeah. So, you know, I have this stopwatch, it's cool and all. I like it to death. I like to take my time with it. You know what I mean? But it eats up like so much hearts, and yeah. Alright, let's try something. Let's drink one potion. Oh, and heart as well. Maybe several ones. My strategy worked, nice. I think I made a mistake, maybe. Because now I have no means to break this block here, upper one. Although, wait a sec. What if I push it to the other direction? But if I'll push it here, then... yeah, then I won't be able to push it to the right. Because these two blocks will be in the way. Wait, there's a passage to the right. Can I exit from here? Wait a sec, let me reset the room. You know, the spawn of this King Moth makes lag. Like, seriously, in this game. It makes lag. So basically, I need to have two boxes here to the right. Can't push those, like these breakable blocks, only boxes. No, I think this won't work. Oops. Yeah, and what now? Genius. Yeah, basically pushing that upper block here to the left is not an option at all. Thing is, I can't use my Leon Kennedy move from this ledge. It's not working for whatever reason, like from here. Okay, let's see. Maybe I figured it out. Yeah, I think I did, actually. Kinda. Well, let's see. Will it work? Will it blend? Oh no, it doesn't blend. Because I can't push this box here, this one. Well, I can push, although wait a sec. Maybe nothing is lost yet. It's not over yet. Wait. Although maybe it is, because if I push it down, yeah, then I won't be able to push it here. Basically, I had an idea to push this block here to here, then and here, you know, and then push the second block. But no. What is it with this thinking in my Castlevania games? What is this travesty? No, really, I have no idea. I'm stuck. So basically, you know, I'm fine with these two dragon zombie bosses, which were hard as hell, where I died a million times. I'm fine with this fucking goat head, where I died a million times as well. But boxes, no. That's too hard. Really? For real. Wait a sec, I think I figured it out. Do I want to figure that out by myself, or do I want a hint or something? Wait a sec, I think I figured that out, but we'll see. Yep, I think I figured it out. So basically, yeah, now push that upper block here, and then push it down. Yep. Here we go. So... took me a while to figure out though. That was, yeah, a pretty good puzzle, this one. Pretty weird room. Basically, you know, these two things, they look like clocks, but there are just no clocks in them. You know? Oh shit. One more fuckery room, which will just screw me over. How much hearts I have? 38. Okay. Hasto! Shit. Okay, careful. That's too close. So much shit to worry here about in this place. Yeah, what I noticed about this place, that crouching is actually one of your best friends in this place. Really. Yep, let's just cheese this one, just by slashing through the floor. But still, I'm really careful about my health now. Nice, HP max. About time. Like, for real. Yeah, whenever I think, you know, especially in this place, where we have these kinda boxes and stuff, then my kinda brain locks itself out, then I... well, can't make these awesome jokes! You know? Then I kinda think a lot how I should solve a puzzle. Oh, nice! Boomerang! Yes! So... thing is about this boomerang, it's cool and all, but stopwatch is good here as well. But you know what? I haven't got boomerang for 2 streams, like seriously. I think I'll keep this one. Because I was looking for it like so long. Wait, was there a box somewhere? I think there wasn't, right? There wasn't a box in this place. But this place, it leads to hard max, I think, and that's it. Yeah. Oh, wait a sec. Maybe I can reach it, if I'm being persistent enough. Although no, I think no. I think you have to have some other ability to actually reach this one. It's not possible, like seriously. Because you see there's this big platform where that heart kinda sits on, and you can't normally reach it, like with this jump, with this Spider-Man jump, you know. So now the real issue is that we have to make our way back, you know. So yeah, for whatever reason I thought that these boomerangs won't work against these armors because, you know, holy and such, but they work actually. Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's use that heart EX. Okay, nice. I wonder, do these holy armors drop some armor? You know, because they are armor. So... because I remember when I checked the bestiary of this game, I very clearly remember these holy armors, and they had something really useful. Either a card or either it was armor. So, okay, this corridor with these evolved Yogi bears that hit hard. Mr. Grizzly? Catch! Or Mrs. Grizzly. No idea about your gender. The thing is about this Grizzly, you know, it's Grizzly, right? But it looks like frozen bear. Like, frozen. You know? Like it is a polar bear or something, like seriously. Thing is, I noticed about these level ups that I receive, they're actually quite decent, because there's a really big difference when you are, for example, either level 33 or level 34. You know, basically, there's a big difference between levels in your stats, if you get the point. So basically, one level definitely makes a difference sometimes. Because, for example, these Grizzlies, before, they kicked my ass. But now my defense is kinda better, and well, now my ass is not so red anymore because of that, you know. Are you serious? I hate when that happens. Shit. No, other direction. Yes. No, not the... Crap, can't use. Can't use. Cannot use. Okay, here we go. Pretty awkward situation, this one. With two of these armors here, you know? Okay, let's see. So the room that I'm curious about is that room to the right there, if you remember. And yeah, I think after that room I'll go back and save, and then we'll face against the boss, and I guess that'll be it. That'll be it for today. Let's see, how long am I streaming? Oh yeah, 2 hours and 40 minutes. That'll be just perfect. So. So again, my health. So how many times have I said health in this whole playthrough? Like seriously, someone should count. Health counter. Or something, you know? Should place it on the screen. Basically, 2 counters, you know? One should be death counter, right? Like usually with these games sometimes. Death counter. And the second counter should be just health counter, which is for how many times I said word health in this game. Okay, yeah, this place. This is the place where I married the box. So, now I have to search for my loved one. My loved one is guarded by many yellow dudes who throw balls. You know? And these balls home on you and hurt. So you definitely don't wanna deal with these balls. Thing is about these fucking balls, you cannot kinda shake them off. They just constantly cut home on you, you know? Not this place, but here, yeah, place to the right. Gold armor. I think I had this one. I have now chainmail, which I received from that forest armor. Like seriously, there's an enemy in the game which is called forest armor, which looks like green Nemesis from Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. So, yeah, I had 2 of these. So yeah, after today there won't be streams for a while, because I will have some things to do and stuff. In regards to Norway, in regards moving there, and things like that. So I don't know when I'll actually return to Circle of the Moon. Maybe after 1 week, we'll see. Seriously, but yeah. Basically, I'm not one of those streamers who streams every day. No, no, no. That kind of lifestyle is not for me. Sorry. Wait, I missed the box somewhere. But yeah, speaking about streamers who stream every day, and well, at the start of the stream I was talking about this topic, about how lately, you know, this whole issue have been finally raised, where streamers, they speak out that they are kind of burned out on streaming and content creating in general. You know, even YouTubers as well, that, well, people demand from them new content, you know, new and fresh content every day, basically. So people are being burned out on that, and that's why I said, you know, that maybe that's why Twitch introduced vodcasts in the first place, that Twitch is aware, finally, of that issue, that people are not robots, everyone has to understand that. And yeah, provides some kind of like, well, background noise, you know, podcasts, kind of like background noise for the times when you just can't stream, or when you just don't want to stream because you were kind of tired of that. Because I was talking about that topic, about this one person, the streamer who passed away after a 24-hour stream. It was, I think, in February this year. Before I started the stream, I read this article about him. So yeah, that's why this whole issue has been raised about burning out so quickly, if we're speaking about content creators, because everyone just demands new content, new content, new content, new content, new content each and every day, you know? But come on, man. Basically, everything these days revolves around bringing in new audience, new people, staying with your audience 24/7 and whatnot, being competitive with others as much as possible, be at the top of your league or whatever. But I think nothing good will come out of it eventually after a couple of years, like for real. So basically something should be changed. Maybe podcasts is a part of that change. We'll see, really, what will happen. But yeah, if we're talking about YouTube, there as well, you know, same thing happens. People demand new content and stuff, but come on. Like a content creator which you love, for example, he already has so much stuff that he did before. You know? You should understand that he's not a machine. He should take breaks sometimes. Let me restore my health, because I'm kinda worried a bit. Yeah, this track is also pretty good. So far, many tracks I liked in this game. I like that opening track, you know, from this very first section in this game. I think it's called Catacomb or something. And then I like that track from Machine Tower, this kick-ass upbeat track. And then I like this track from that poison location where we got a lot of insects, a lot of plants. That was pretty upbeat as well. And this one's pretty nice as well. Pretty mysterious. Has this freaking organ. Awesome organ. And this upbeat tune as well. So So I had this, yeah, I had this Mars plus Salamander. Hostile! So, you know, it's a long way back. Have to be really, really careful. Like always in this game. He comes closer. He comes closer. He's almost here. And he dies. Psst, psst. Hey, armor. Can you just drop something good? Like, seriously. Again. Only the other way around. Intelligence ring. Well. Okay. I was kind of surprised by that text box. It was like so long. Intelligence ring. Okay. Let's check it out. Intelligence increases while equipped. Decreases defense but increases intelligence by quite a lot. But do I need intelligence? I think no. I think defense for me is much more important. Seriously. So as you can see, today is kind of more chill stream. You can never expect how my streams will be, actually. I have this kind of pretty weird and awkward personality where I just want to try out many different things, like I said before. So basically I'm pretty unexpected guy, if it makes sense. I'm not always being like upbeat on my streams or something. Sometimes I prefer just, you know, just chill. So, okay, so I opened the menu, but I forgot what I wanted to do here. Like, for real, okay. Yeah, in the past we were speaking about my chilly side of streaming. In the past I actually had some nice compliments about my stream in general, because it's kinda, sometimes it's chill. So... because you know, nowadays people think that you have to be kinda loud and obnoxious on your streams. Well, actually no, you just be yourself, like seriously. This is the best advice that I can give you. Okay, so it's time to stand for a while and heal ourselves again. Maybe I'll restore my MP, because, yeah, if I can. Well, yeah, I have a lot of these mind restores. Maybe I'll drink even one more. I remember my previous streams where I was taking these pause breaks after each 2 hours or something when I went to smoke, you know. But now I don't take those. I don't know why. I could, you know, if I wanted to, but for whatever reason I don't want to. I still smoke, but I don't know. When I stream, I just don't go smoke anymore. Sometimes there are pauses on streams now, but they are mainly pauses because of the mother nature, you know, and that's it. So. I know, smoking is bad for your health, yes. I'm aware of that. But the thing is about smoking, for me, it kinda... It doesn't work like an addiction. I don't know, it's hard to explain, basically. For me, smoking is, how should I explain it? Kind of like a relaxation, if you know what I mean. There was one saying that I heard about smoking from one of my friends. It was a long time ago. She said that when a smoker smokes, then he talks to God. So... basically something like that, you know? So that when you smoke, then you kinda... take a time for yourself, basically. You kinda manage your thoughts during that time. Okay, let's face the boss. I wonder who will it be? Well, I place my bets on either it will be a giant book or a giant box. So, like really. Alright, so I have 10 hearts. I think I should do something about it. I think this will be good. And let's try out my flower power sword. Yep, this one. Well, let's go. Oh! Death! Mr. Death! Hello. I thought you won't be in this game. Because we kinda destroyed your fucking wannabe without a face, but you have a face. Okay. This Death looks pretty fat in this game, like for real. Fat Death. Oh shit. Okay, I guess this is the true definition of having tricks up your sleeve, you know? This is like insane. Wait, I'm dealing 5 damage to this fucker? Really? Okay, 25. It was 5 before. Not too much damage. I like how the boss battle just starts like instantly, you know, without dialogue. Like, you know, I'm Death, I'm here, and that's it. There's nothing else that you need to know, basically. Shit. I hate this fucking attack. It's like, it just startles me. I'm scared like a little girl then. Like, really. You know, this boss is actually not so hard, like for real. I had more trouble with these fucking dragons and goat heads and whatnot. Okay, these sickles, yeah, they suck. I won't lie. So, yeah, this death is pretty fat, like I mentioned before, so... What is he eating, like, anyway? If he's so fat? Skeletons for breakfast? Like, for real. So the main issue are these, fucking... sickles. Souls. Or maybe souls. And I don't have anything for health restoration. No, no, no. So wait, will he have a kind of like a second phase like he always does? I wonder... Shit. The thing is about my sword currently, I don't know if it's a lot of damage or not a lot of damage that I currently deal to this fucker. Okay, this will be the end for me. Well, let's use my heart. Oh. So that's it? Oh shit. What the hell is that? What? Wait a sec. Shit. Second phase, but you know, I have no choice. I have to use my Heart EX. So death changed to some awkward thing. I have no idea what is that thing, like really. We'll find out just in a second. So I switched to the sword because it's longer. Wait, I'm slowed down. Why? That's cheating, no. What? What? So basically, the ground defeated me. Excuse me? By the way, the thing is about the second phase, I noticed that boss, he kinda sits there, right? I have one particular soul which gives me invincibility. I don't know if you remember it. I walk really slowly. Then, well, you'll see what I mean. But, yeah. That chair will hit my head so badly. Oh, he missed. It missed. Nice. Alright. Hiya! Wanted to be a badass once again, but I failed. I wanted to throw my fucking boomerang. Yeah, I have to use my sub-weapon more frequently. The thing is that why I don't use it too much, well, I'm just having a hard time using it, because these fucking sickles, when I jump, they kinda knock me back, like, by a ton. You know? Yeah, sliding here is your best friend. Especially, you know, he kinda extends these freaking bones from his arms or whatever. Sickest slides, only in AU. These balls are not a big issue as well. Thing is about that boss that I noticed, he kinda hovers over you sometimes, and that's the perfect time when you can just slash him without even jumping. So, okay, that was close. Death reincarnated once again for a millionth time, just to be defeated again, so that we could see this boss in some other Castlevania game. Oh, I'm out of that sickle will hit my head like so badly. I'll be like without hair, really, when that sickle will hit me. Well, you'll see what I mean. Ow. No? No? Oh, I survived, okay. Never mind. That sickle missed. So I didn't receive the haircut. Nice. Yeah, the main issue are these sickles. That's the main problem. Everything else is kind of manageable. So as soon as he changes his form, I'll switch to one interesting soul. So I was kind of thinking about this soul a lot because it's a very, very unique soul. One of the most unique is not soul. What's soul? This is not Aria of Sorrow. Jesus. Combination DSS. It's one of the most unique combinations in the game. So, but it's not too practical. So I was kind of thinking about ways to utilize it. So maybe that's the battle for that. Okay, so now we DSS, and now we cockatrice plus this Jupiter. Transform into stone and become invulnerable. Hopefully. I don't know how it will work against bosses. So basically what will happen, we'll act really, really slowly. We'll basically walk at a snail's pace during this combination. But yeah, you see. Are we invincible? No? Oh shit! Okay, never mind. Why? What? Come on, that's not fair. I was hoping for an... Okay, so it's a giant turtle. What? Mr. Death, why are you a turtle? What? Why? Oh shit, I have to kinda see him to avoid his fucking attacks. Let's see. I need my sword with a swing so I can deal with these freaking sickles. Shit. Can I be safe here? Okay, I'll die again. Yeah. Well, you know, makes sense because we are battling against death. So what do you expect? Of course you'll die. So my sword is not dealing damage like too much to this fucker. So at first I thought that this boss battle will be kinda manageable, the second phase, because it kinda looks so slow and sluggish, but I don't know, like it's... I have no idea. I don't even... I, for now, haven't figured out what exactly is happening, because he kinda smashes his fucking body to the ground and then I'm being damaged. It's really hard to get the timing there. And then he kinda has this fucking barrier in front of him, then maybe he's invincible for a while, I don't know. What's even going on there? Nathan Graves, the Eater of Hearts. Yeah! Finally I can be a badass. Yeah, the second form, that's the most awkward second phase of death that I saw, seriously, because at least before I saw this freaking death turtle, or whatever is the second, like, what the hell is that phase, like, seriously? Turtle? So before I saw it, I thought that the second phase of death from Harmony of Dissonance was the most awkward second phase of death in these Castlevanias, because the thing is how it looks like there. It looks like a giant centipede. I'm not even kidding. Like the second form of death in Harmony of Dissonance is giant centipede. So at that point I thought, you know, okay, this is the true embodiment of no sense. But now we have something even more hilarious. A turtle. That turtle, it could be manageable if there weren't these freaking stupid sickles. Oh, speaking about sickles, I think I know what will be useful in the second phase. I'll see. Don't know if it will work, because you never know. What works, what doesn't work against these bosses, you know. I thought I had a perfect strategy, but No, because you know with that not soul, that DSS combination which I had, which makes me invincible, but it's not working against bosses, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah!
Okay, let's run away. Right. Shit. Shit. Okay, so what to do about this fucker now? So let's see, where was that combination that I wanted to use? Yeah, this one. These ice balls, you know. So maybe at least I'll get rid of these freaking sickles that way. You know? Maybe they won't be bugging me too much. Yeah, you see, it works. It blends. Phew. Nice. But so now I will be having a hard time actually dealing damage to him. I'm out of heart restorating items. Restorative, I should say. So what now? Our whip is kinda not too long. I can only reach his sickles, you know, his front arms. Can't damage himself, though. I should kinda go to his back, but it's pretty risky. No, no, no. Shit. Concentration, 10,000,000%. Okay, I'm out of health. Shit, and I'm trapped here. Clutched it. Yeah! Oh my god. That is an insane clutch. That health. That health. 0 health. 5 HP. 5 HP I had. Jesus Christ. I thought I was doomed. Like, seriously. Wow. You know, you still need to reach the save point. Yeah, thanks for the encouragement. I actually forgot about that. Oh my god. Oh. Shit. But you know what? I'm clever. You know why? Because of this. Yep. I'm a clever boy. Jesus Christ. This fucker is, it's not so hard, it's just that you have to kind of figure out what to do about the second phase. Seriously, because you need to kind of figure out when he'll slam the ground. He kind of does it very, very slowly. He kind of gently raises his body very, very slowly and then kind of slams to the ground, you know? And then you have to kind of... I don't know what is this barrier like anyway, what he puts. Because I can still damage him, but for whatever reason maybe I'm kind of going slowly when he does that and stuff. Basically it's a pretty awkward battle. You have to be creative with it. Space Owl, welcome. Yeah, this Castlevania, it's basically Dark Souls of Castlevania games pretty much. It's really hard, but it's pretty fun. So, and in this game we have death, which looks like turtle. So, yeah, Symphony of the Night is good. It's probably the best Castlevania. It's kind of like mainstream Castlevania. Many people know it, but it's not bad. It's good Castlevania. So, wait a sec. Mars, yeah. Symphony of the Night is hard? Is it, though? I don't think it's too hard. What made it hard for you? Cleansing. Cleanse specific bodies of water so that they are safe to traverse. That's an interesting item here. Oh, I know where this can be used. Remember we had this place which was full of water? This red water? Maybe I have to go down there, I don't know. Probably. But I have no idea because that water is not regular red water, it's just... No, it's the other way around, basically it's a regular... It's not regular water, it's red water. Maybe it won't work there, I don't know. How do you like this game compared to Area of Sorrow? Area of Sorrow is actually my favorite Castlevania. Area of Sorrow, I had a issue with it. It's a good game and all, but yeah, you know, this soul system is great there and stuff. But the thing is about it that I disliked, that it's too easy. It's too easy for me. So, but this game, it's cool. Okay, we have this whip, which is kind of overused in these Castlevanias. But you see, we have this kind of like card system. You can combine cards for different effects. Basically, we have action cards and attribute cards, and the different combinations give you different results. So, for example, okay, without magic we have whip, right? But you can kind of enhance this whip in different ways. For example, it can become a sword. You see, just like that. Or, well, Thor's hammer, for example. You know? And stuff like that. Or you can use your whip with your magic, for example, you know, like that. So that's pretty awesome. So yeah, I respect this game a lot. So if you want some more challenge out of Castlevania, I definitely advise you to play this one. Transistor, this is the game that I was always interested in, but I never managed to play it. I still have it on my wishlist on Steam. It looked cool. So... let's see, Mars plus Salamander. Yeah! But you know what? Now the problem is that I have to kind of go back and save, so I have to survive. Yeah, generally speaking, all Castlevanias on Game Boy Advance are good. Well, maybe Harmony of Dissonance is not so good. People have kind of love and hate relationship with it. So basically, Harmony of Dissonance is kind of like Symphony of the Night, only in Harmony of Dissonance you play as Belmont. Many assets are reused in Harmony of Dissonance from Symphony of the Night. But you play there as Belmont for whatever reason, not Alucard. So, you know, speaking about this game, I'm still waiting for my Alucard in this game. I'm still waiting for naked Alucard out of the coffin somewhere. Do I mainly stream Castlevania series? I actually stream quite decent variety of games. Not only Castlevanias, but I streamed a lot of Castlevanias actually in the past. Aria of Sorrow, Harmony of Dissonance, now this. I mainly stream like retro classics in general. On PS1, GBA. All these old consoles, which I played during my childhood, for the most part. You can't stand the backtracking in Symphony of the Night. Well, here it's even more crazier, like for real. In this Circle of the Moon. Because you see, a map is like insane, and the rooms, they are not small, they are big, and stuff like that. Basically, okay, we have these teleporters here, but you see they're kind of scattered around, they're not too close to each other. Especially here at this lower section of the castle. And enemies, yeah, the enemies in this game here are really hard to deal with and awkward to deal with. Okay, save point. No, not save point. What? What did I do wrong? Oh, okay, it was the other door, basically. Catch! Yeah, but speaking about backtracking, if you're speaking about Castlevania games, it was actually never an issue to me, because I like backtracking in Castlevanias, that's the whole point. Because, you know, when I backtrack I kind of grow stronger anyway, and stuff. Then maybe if I backtrack I can discover some new places, discover some new secrets and stuff like that. Yeah, this whole stream is also in appreciation of Halloween. That's why I kind of started this playthrough of Circle of the Moon. Forest armor, yeah. Violent Red, welcome. Yeah, forest armor, which looks like, I don't know, he basically uses this freaking attack, this Nemesis attack, you know, from Resident Evil 3. With these fucking wires or whatever. You know, I wanted to kinda stop the stream because I kinda done everything that I wanted to do today. But that holy armor is bugging my mind a bit. So I want to maybe farm for him a bit. Maybe he drops something really good. But yeah, if you are kinda maybe after the stream are interested in my awful commentary and this game, maybe I can throw a wadcast in, I don't know, for this stream. Because you haven't been here from the beginning. Yeah, lately I've been also like into these hard games. I don't know why. I'm just stumbling upon them, like in these hard Metroidvania games. For no reason, I'm just stumbling onto them. Catch! Why not catch? Okay, where were these holy armors? I try to remember now. Yeah, it looks good and it sounds good as well. Soundtrack is pretty great in this game. So, you know, that's why I'm kinda amazed that whenever people... Oh, it's the first location in the game, okay. Whenever people kinda introduce other people to Castlevanias, they mainly mention these popular Castlevania games, you know, like Aria of Sorrow and Symphony of the Night. But no one really mentions the Dark Souls of Castlevania games, which is this one. Like, this game is really hard, but it's really good at the same time. Because I always lacked a challenge in Castlevanias. But this game provides that challenge which I had, which I needed in my Castlevanias, basically. Like, seriously, this previous boss, well, okay, the previous boss was dead, but the boss before death, there were these two giant dragon zombies. And oh my god, I was struggling with this boss for 2 streams, like for real. But yeah, I forgot that I can just crouch here, you know, stab him in the crotch. Oh, by the way, yeah, we can also be Spider-Man in this game. So... like, Forest Armor, like, really? The name. My name is Forest and surname, well, Armor. Let me save again, just to restore my health. So in this game, you don't get too much health restoration items like at all. The only items that I received so far were potions, but the thing is about potions in this game, they restore 20 HP. So for example now, you see my max HP is 640. So imagine if I'm drinking these small little bottles, these lemonades, these potions, which restore like 20 HP and that's it. That's kinda pretty tedious. I think the most awesome restoration item that I received was some kind of meat which restores 100 HP and that's it. This is the most amount of health restoration that you get in this game. So far at least. I still can't get enough of this poltergeist enemy. He looks cool and all, but he's like funny. You know, John, we need some unique design for an enemy. Let's make, yeah, flying chairs, tables. That's pretty good. That's pretty unique. Yeah, exactly. Violent Red. Touching a chair deals more damage than drinking a healing potion. So, you hate flying enemies in this game. Yeah, the thing is about why they're annoying, because of the knockback. So you see this fucker up above me, and you see the knockback? It's like insane. So this knockback screwed me over many times in this game. Okay, let's see. So I'm searching for these holy armors.
Spider-Man!
Okay, that was failed Spider-Man. Intelligence, I think I got this one, yeah. So basically, I think maybe about 10 minutes ago or 15 minutes ago, I battled against Death. And that was the most clutchiest fight ever in this whole playthrough. Like, insane. Basically, I had 5 HP left and I killed him. It's like... yeah, it was crazy. Okay, to the right? I don't remember anymore. What was that place? Ping pong between two enemies. Really? Because I think we have invincibility frames. I don't know. Or maybe not, maybe you can be ping-ponged. Okay, oh, here we go. Yeah, this dude. So these fuckers can kick my ass, seriously. They're really awkward to deal with. Catch. Okay, wait a sec. I forgot what worked well against them. Nope, not this combination. Oh, it was, yeah, fire sword. Oh, by the way, let me try something. What about my ice sword? Nope, cannot freeze. No invincibility frames in Symphony of the Night? Really? I kinda forget. Because usually in these Castlevanias there are invincibility frames. Shit. Okay, I have no idea how I managed to not be hit by that. Okay. You see, I have no healing items. So... But what I do have, though, is this combo. Which gives me more health, so... So I'll try to receive something from this fucking armor. I don't know if I'll receive it or not. If I don't, then still, you know, experience at the end of the day, right? And then, yeah, that'll be it. So, the previous boss was Death, and the second form of that Death was a giant turtle. Like, what? It was like the most awkward second phase of Death I've seen in any Castlevania. Let's see. Speaking about whip, actually whip works pretty well here. Oh no, that's the wrong combo. What? Here we go. What the hell was that? Okay, I like this music. It's cool. So, you know, holy armor, right? But our boomerang, which is holy element, still works fine against them. I told you that he has something useful. Platinum armor. Well, you see, it was worth it. Plate armor made of platinum. Defense boost. Up! So... So, let's see, So I explored everything here, pretty much. Yeah, let's go out of this place. So I'll reach that save point and then I think that will be it, so... You clipped the video where you died from the ping pong. At what place you died there? Like, in which place? And what enemies were these enemies that hit you? So in this game we don't have ping pong, but we have knockback, which kinda screws you over. It's kinda almost the same thing. Yummy! Meat. Meat. I think showing the spot won't work because I have currently on my channel disabled all the links. So basically if you post the link it won't be shown. You won't be timed out, don't worry about it. It's just that it will be kinda omitted. The link will be omitted. So... But I'll check it later, Space All, don't worry. So the reason why they're well, no one can post links on this channel because of the bots, pretty much. You know these freaking sex bots or whatever, who are kind of posting these freaking links sometimes. I don't know if it's the issue currently, but it was before. So... I think it's time to switch to my flower power sword. So... because we are kinda almost out of this place. Because honestly, I haven't been streaming for a while, so I was kinda long time away from Twitch, and when I got back, there were many new features, so I don't know, maybe some things have changed, maybe there are not too much bots anymore. Because, yeah, previously I got many bots on this channel that were just spamming these freaking links. Okay, so this Griffin thing still has a windy day. Shit, poison. Everything but the poison. We're close. Well, I have antidotes. Dear God. Yeah, it's good. You see, we got this meat, but only 50 HP restore, and that's it. So... Fuck. You know, I have to eat that meat. Because of these fucking chairs and furniture flying in my face. In my general direction. Run! Speedrun mode activated. Okay. Screw these enemies, seriously. I think I'll wrap the stream up. So... I think, yeah, I did everything I wanted to do, and so I think I'll vodcast the stream actually currently after I end it. So in case people who missed, they can rewatch it again. I'll be still in the chat during this whole time. So yeah, but yeah, thanks for watching, I guess, and thanks for coming, thanks for the company, thanks for chatting. I had a lot of fun today, so hopefully you had fun as well. So, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Like I mentioned before, I don't know when will be the next time, simply because I have a pretty busy time currently in my life. So yeah, but like always, at the end of each and every stream I mention my Twitter and YouTube. So basically if I'm not streaming, then either I'm YouTubing or, well, Twittering and stuff. So yeah, see you all next time, so cheers.